Greetings all, it's Martin the Wondering ENFP back here from Japan to let you know what an ENFP actually is. So yes, this is my second video on MBTI personality types. If you haven't seen the first video yet, I strongly encourage you to check it out first. It gives you a very basic introduction as to what MBTI is and means. This video is going to do the same thing for ENFP, which is of course the very best of the 16 personality types. No, I'm only joking. Not really. You cannot judge. They're all exactly the same. Okay, same level. But yeah, it is the best. So ENFP, what it stands for, the four letters. The first letter is E for extrovert, as opposed to I for introverts, of course. So extraversion is all about how we extroverts have a focus on an outward direction, an extroverted direction, so on the outside world, whereas an introvert is more focused on the inside, more introspective. Very strong connection to energy flows as well. So extroverts get energy from outside interactions. So interactions with the environment, interactions with other people, like vampires sucking your energy. Whereas introverts are far more introspective. They need to refocus and re-energize by time alone and more solitary inward pursuits. Um, I can very much relate to this. I have particularly had to struggle with this issue during the pandemic and the many shutdowns. I've been spending a lot of time by myself, alone, inside, and it drains me energy-wise. It will make me feel very listless if I don't talk to anyone all day. So I need to balance that. I need to feed my energy by talking to many people, talking to my friends online, on social media, phoning people, going outside and even pretending to do something, even though my options are limited and that just means shopping. So I'm very extroverted when it comes to energy flows. Funnily enough, before I took the test, I would have predicted I would be an introvert because I can also be very quiet. I've worked in occupations where I've had to be very quiet. I love reading, so I can do quiet stuff as well. Um, but basically, ENFPs are often thought as being one of the most introverted of extroverts. I think we have a lot of balance in this respect. And one of the reasons for this is to do with the second letter, which I shall get on to now. So the second letter talks about perception. It's the perceiving function. And you can be S for sensing, using your five senses to perceive the world around you and collect concrete information in the real world. What you see is what you get. Or you can be N for intuition, an intuitor, such as me, where we're more attracted, we're more focused on collecting ideas in the outside world. We often collect information and then churn it around in our head, I think, and that's how we perceive the world rather than directly with our senses. So N's are very interested in ideas, and I feel I strongly identify with this. As you can tell why I've set up this channel, I'm talking about ideas. If you want to get me into conversation, talk about opinions and what you have ideas and theories about, and what you think about something, and what you've learned from life, not just the obvious concrete observations, but the more deep and meaningful topics and conversations is what interests me. And as an N, ENFPs are all N's, obviously. We need time to process these thoughts. So we're very busy in the outside world collecting all this information, and then we need time for reflection to turn these ideas over into our head and make sense of them. And so that's often why ENFPs need a lot of downtime, to processing time, and they end up being one of the more introverted of the E types. The third letter is the deciding letter, the deciding function or judging function, to be strictly correct, using the MBTI terminology. But it's about making decisions. And you can make decisions based on thinking, which is T, or on feeling, based on F. So in ENFP, I'm an F, I'm a feeler. Now, do not be fooled by the terminology. Thinking and feeling in MBTI is not the same as the real literal meaning of thinking and feeling. Thinkers can be very emotional, more emotional than feelers sometimes, and feelers can be thinkers. They can actually be very logical, again, more logical than thinkers. That's not what it means. We're talking about thinking and feeling in the context of making decisions. And what thinking means for MBTI is making decisions based on reasons. Feeling is about making decisions on what you like or value. So for feelers as well, they will often make decisions based on, they'd consider other people and the impact on other people when they make a decision. So for me, I can relate to this. I can and I do make decisions based on thinking, on reasons, and on feeling, on what I like. But for For the very big decisions, such as career change or living in a different country or maybe a relationship, I will often place more importance and value on what I value and what I like, and even my feelings, because feelings is a very important feedback tool I've discovered. Sometimes I don't really fully understand what I like, and I make a decision, I do something, maybe for very good reasons, using my thinking brain, and then my emotions will come back and give me negative feedback and make me understand that way that I'm doing something not in accordance with my values or not what I like. And as I get older, I find that I'm understanding my feelings and what I like better, and this is why I'm starting to structure my life more around things that I like doing now, as opposed to doing things in my life for what may be good reasons. Okay. The fourth letter is J or P, judging or perceiving. So I'm P for perceiving as an ENFP. Now, in MBTI terms, this basically will indicate what you appear to value more. So the second letter, which is the perceiving letter, or the third letter, which is the judging letter. So as a P, I tend to value perceiving more, collecting information, than J, judging, making a decision quickly. And yeah, this is definitely true. When I have to make a middle to big decision, I need to collect enough information to be happy and comfortable to make that decision. Even though I hate wasting a lot of time making a decision, I rarely do, I will not feel comfortable enough to make that decision until I've collected enough information. Now, the way this manifests itself is also sort of through the way you structure your lifestyle. So J people, they like to be organized, they like to have a schedule, a plan, they like routine. Whereas P people, we don't usually have a plan, we're more spontaneous, we're more out there collecting information and taking things as they come. And interestingly enough for me, I am a bit of a J wannabe. I I value a lot of the J attributes, the ability to be organized and prepared. And I think one of the reasons for this is because I'm an extrovert. I want to do a lot of that outside interaction, and that requires often organization. So I like to have a plan on the weekend and not be sat alone by myself being an introvert. So throughout my life, I've tended to be a bit of a J wannabe. I think with some of the work I've done as an accountant, for example, it's developed my organizational skills and also living in different countries. And when I take the test, P is the weakest of my four letters. I'm very much in the middle of the P to J scale. So hopefully you got something out of that and enjoyed it. If you're an ENFP too, please leave a comment below and let me know what you think about what I said and whether you have some different opinions. If you have any questions for ENFPs or about ENFPs, please leave a question in the comments and I'll try and get back to you. And if you're still very confused about what I've been talking about, fear not. I have many more features coming up on the subject of MBTI that will hopefully clarify some of the things you're confused about. It is a little bit complicated to get your head around some of this kind of stuff, so be patient and keep going. Thank you for watching through to the end of this video. But for now, sayonara. Bye.